Some big changes to the state constitution could be coming next month if you vote yes on an amendment, but there's a legal fight over the changes and what you get to know about them. Our Liam Combs is here tonight to explain that. Liam.
Greg, it's a bit convoluted, but a supermajority of state lawmakers voted to ask you, the taxpayers, to approve over 100 pages of changes to Article 7 of the state's constitution. And next month, those 100 pages will be condensed down to just one sentence for you to vote on. This lawsuit today calls that ballot language misleading and biased. Article 7 of the state constitution mostly deals with taxes and the use of those funds. And come March 29th, you will be asked to approve changes that would give the legislature more power over what to do with that money.
The authors of this are not being honest with the voters of Louisiana about changing the Constitution,
leading to a lawsuit from attorneys in New Orleans who say the language that you will see on your ballot does not accurately represent these changes.
The Constitution says if you want to rewrite part of a section like this, you have to have one object, one thing you're trying to do, so that voters can vote that up or down. But here they're changing dozens or maybe even close to 100 different objects.
The lawsuit says the amendment narrows some of the protections for churches and labor unions, liquidates some money dedicated to education, and limits a local government's ability to control its sales taxes, among other things, which is not clearly expressed in the ballot language.
We have no problem if voters want to change the Louisiana Constitution. That's how democracy works. But if you're going to ask voters to change the Constitution, you have to be transparent with them about what changes are being proposed.
Secretary of State Nancy Landry is named in the lawsuit, but her office says the secretary's job is to simply enforce the laws and election rules that the legislature passes. Governor Jeff Landry, on the other hand, defended the amendment today, calling the lawsuit a political charade. So what happens next?
There may be a hearing on a preliminary injunction asking the court to give some instructions to the Secretary of State before the election. But even if that doesn't happen, the law could be invalidated after the election itself.
So right now we are waiting for the Secretary of State to respond to the lawsuit, and we are anticipating a possible court date before the election on March 29th. For an in-depth explanation of the constitutional amendments on your ballot in that election, you can go to parlouisiana.org. That's PAR, Louisiana.org. You can also find that ballot language there as well. Greg?